Hi everyone, good morning and welcome to my daily mental health stream. My name is Doña, aka Doña the Light. And today we're going to be talking about, oops, I don't want to do that. Today we're going to be talking about OCD. We're going to be talking about the different types of OCD and hopefully discuss where some of the stigma comes from around the disorder. Hold on, y'all. I wanted to post in here. Hold on. Goddess is here. Oopsie. Good morning, Goddess. How are you feeling, my love? How's your body and spirit feeling today? Mind and body. I'm feeling good. Excuse me. I've been very sneezy yesterday and today. Also, I got a new microphone. So if it seems too loud, let me know and I'll fix it. We might be watching a video today too, so I want to make sure that it's not crazy loud. But I'm feeling good. How are you feeling, Goddess? How are your mind and body feeling this morning? This fine day. Jones is here. I think I'm gonna turn down just a smidgeroni. Hopefully that helps. I didn't realize I was gonna be speaking loud. Anywho, today we're gonna be talking about Raylene's here. We're gonna be talking about OCD. So first and foremost, if you're catching this live stream on Twitch, body going through something, but mental is great. I feel that. Good morning, Jones Love. If you're catching this live stream on Twitch, please feel free to contribute in the chat. This conversation and all other conversations will always be community conversations. If you have thoughts, opinions, agreements, disagreements, leave them in the chat. If you're catching this replay on YouTube, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's a great free way to support my channel, as well as giving this video a thumbs up like so you can see more of them when I post them. I post them every single day. You're stepping on my toes early this morning. Wait, why? We just got here. Okay, I got a new microphone. It's actually Grover's old microphone. So if my voice seems really loud, let me know. I feel like it's like it's all the way over there. Like, it's there. Oop, OCD talk. We gotta talk about it. Raylene and I were discussing it, and I mentioned during one of my other streams that I wanted to have a stream about like what OCD actually is based on what people perceive it to be. And yeah, this microphone is bomb.com. It can hear my mouse clicking. I feel like I could legit do ASMR from like all the way over here. It's a good level. It's louder than usual, but normally it's really quiet. Oh, see, that's awesome. Because normally it's my webcam, which is like over there. So anyways, let's get into it. We will be typically, it's video podcast style, but I'm going to be sharing some resources with y'all that I'm reading. So I'm very sneezy. But if I sneeze, I'll have to mute the microphone, which means the music will stop. So it's going to get silent. Just a heads up. Because my music isn't playing through whatever. It's playing out loud. Okay, so just waiting for DJ to show up or wake up. We can look at my shop later. Okay. So, I mean, this literally sums it up beautifully. And I apologize if y'all can't see this super clearly. Let me go ahead and drop the link in the chat. I'm not sure, based on the device that you're watching the stream on, it might be really, really... Morning, DJ, whenever you wake up. I know, right? This article might be really difficult to see based on the device that you're watching the stream on. But this sums it up perfectly. OCD, how this disorder is not just about an obsession with cleanliness, right? Because that is the perception. The perception is that not only cleanliness, but like tidiness, because excuse me. To me, well, no, this is a fact. Cleanliness and tidiness are two, y'all can't see me, I don't know why I'm talking with my hands. Cleanliness and tidiness are two completely different things. Cleanliness is about germs and contamination. Tidiness is about order and the way things are arranged, and like how easy it is to, you know, walk through your house, or how easy it is to find things in a specific space. That is tidiness. So you can absolutely have a tidy area without it being clean. You know what I mean? That's the thing. So let's get into it. 4 different types of OCD exist. OCD is a disorder that involves a person having irrational thoughts and fears that lead to compulsive behaviors. So that's the distinction there. A disorder that involves a person having irrational thoughts and fears that lead to compulsive behaviors. Oh, Nova, baby. Nova. I'm here, baby. Come here. Come to me. Baby boy is sleeping, surprisingly. Good morning, Nova, baby. I love that. Oopsie. Oh, I guess I gotta go back to it. Oh, the baby's awake. Okay, hold on, y'all. Where did it go? I'm so done with Streamlabs. Get it together, Streamlabs. This could all be so simple. Let me stop trying to mess with stuff like I know what I'm doing. Oh, Nova, baby. Okay, hold on. I gotta get her brother. Hold on. All right, the baby is here. Y'all can't see him, but just believe me, it's here. Okay. Oh. Nova putting gibberish in the chat. Okay, Raylene said the reason it's known as cleanliness is because cleaning is a ritual thing we do regularly. Sometimes. LOL. And then part of OCD is ritual routines being overly repetitive. So it's like cleaning is the perfect environment for some forms of OCD. But yeah, it's not about being a germaphobe, but more about, yeah, the repetitive behavior. Exactly. So this article sums it up perfectly. Oh, you pooped. Sir, you stanky. Yeah, you are. Mm-hmm. You a stinky booty. So this includes obsessive cleaning, arranging and organizing things, the need to wash hands constantly, etc. Now, because people with OCD commonly obsess over cleanliness, the disorder has been largely associated with this behavior. However, that's not the case. Did you know that there are actually 4 different kinds of OCD that exist? Today, we shed light on the same. Okay, so the first one, which is what Raylene is mentioning, is one of the first types is contamination and washing. So you are concerned about contracting an illness or disease due to being physically unclean. So here's the thing again. These irrational thoughts, right? The irrational thoughts and fears lead to the compulsive behavior. So the irrational thought and fear is that I'm going to contract an illness or a disease due to being physically unclean. This irrational thought/fear leads to I know, Audrey, hold on one second. Good morning, my love. This irrational thought/fear leads to, I guess I could just move my camera, leads to the constant cleaning. Here, let me do that real quick. Welcome in, Audrey. Here, let me move myself. I'll make myself small. Here I am over here. Next to my dragon pets, me and my baby. There we go. That way we can read the article. Oh, I know, Kairu. Welcome in, Audrey. Audrey is another mental health streamer. She found me because Jennifer referred her to me. So, yes, I was in her chat yesterday hanging out and chilling and conversing. But, yeah, she's another mental health streamer. She's in Texas, so she's in the U.S. And, yeah, my little baby's bald head. There he is. I need to change his diaper soon, but, we'll get to it. Anyways, once again, y'all, the primary difference being it's the irrational thought and fear that leads to the compulsive behavior. If you are constantly cleaning because your mom used to threaten you if you didn't, that's not OCD. It's definitely a traumatic experience, but it's not OCD. See, so there's distinctions there depending on why. What's the reason behind the constant cleaning? That's what connects it or disconnects it or relates it or doesn't relate it to actual OCD. Okay, so this is the one that I feel most of us are the most familiar with, right? And then here we have accidental harm and checking. So this one says people with this type of OCD are extremely fearful about accidentally causing harm to themselves or others. As a result, they have a habit of constantly checking up on things, such as whether the stove is off, whether they have sharp objects in a safe place. They're constantly being filled with negative thoughts and concerns about causing damage or being a victim of it. Those battling this type of OCD are often doubtful about themselves and uncertain about the future. I feel like that's like all of us. But excuse me. This could definitely be that like very, very, I would say, overly cautious to a fault type friend or type person, who, maybe doesn't want to, well, I don't know. I feel my mind immediately goes to people who like don't want to get on escalators because you just never know. And it's like, well, we could just take the stairs, or something similar like that. Like if they can avoid any assumed harm or like if things might go wrong, they want to not deal with that. Yeah, right? Raylene said, yeah, that's very vague at the end. It is. I feel like this one went into a whole lot more detail, sanitizing objects. They're always changing them clothes. Coming in contact with an ill person can result in fear. Like that makes perfect sense. But I also feel like it's because we're so much more familiar with this form of OCD versus, bless you little baby, versus the other one. So next we have, we have a lot more information on this type as well. So type 3, we have symmetry and arranging. Those having this kind of OCD are often termed as perfectionists. Oh, I hear the DJ. They have a habit of arranging and organizing things around them and won't rest until their objective is met. Now, thank you for the bless you, for the little baby. This one comes with a lot of like tinkering. Like even if something seems to be perfectly aligned, they'll constantly, like adjust it until it feels perfect. Good morning, buddy. How are you? If everyone in the chat could say good morning to DJ if you have not already. I had this type. So Spudwitch says good morning, DJ. Joan says good morning, DJ. Raylene says good morning, DJ. She said it earlier, but she said it again.
Well, he didn't say good morning.
Who? Tea with Audrey? Tea with Audrey will say hello when she gets a chance. So those having this kind of OCD are termed as perfectionists, yada, yada, yada. If they see a stack of papers piled up haphazardly, they'll take time out to arrange it properly, making sure the papers are aligned and placed at an angle that appears to be neat and satisfactory. Goodness gracious. Any sort of disorganization makes people with this kind of OCD feel uncomfortable instantly. They could also, there we go.
Well,
they could also,
you said bless you.
Yeah, because the baby sneezed. They could also, where'd it go? Oh, they could also hone irrational beliefs related to their compulsive behavior. For example, if I don't reorganize my cupboard today, my mother is going to die crossing the road. As a result, they feel obligated to complete certain tasks in order to make sure no harm is caused to them or their family. However, This kind of thinking is not commonly found in people having this type of OCD, but most certainly does exist. That was weird. Okay. So last but not least, we have...
That looks like a same color dragon pet.
Yes. This article, I feel like, has been pretty good at just, like, identifying stuff, but I don't know. It's not... it's not the most helpful for what we're trying to do. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me blow my nose, because I feel like I'm speaking very nasally, so hold on. Thank you, Audrey. That's my son DJ. He's 6 years old, and he's a great reader, so he reads the chat. Jonesy, you bred the dragon. She still looks cute.
Can't ride my dragon.
Look at her. Ooh, look at those little legs. Are those whiskers or ears? Because those look like your ears. Does taboo thoughts mean like intrusive? That's what I want to get into. Let me get back to the article real quick. So OCD type 4, taboo thoughts. It says this is very unique type of OCD where individuals are consumed with taboo and dangerous thoughts. These include, trigger warning, molesting children, having sexual relations with family members, causing physical harm to others, indulging in offbeat religious practices. You know, y'all are familiar with Reddit, right? Where's this thingy at? That's yours. I don't think I must need this one. So on Reddit, I definitely have seen people post in the mental health subreddit, and full disclosure, Reddit is a wonderful place for certain things, especially in regards to, yes, Reddit is completely unhinged. I mean, Reddit has been around for almost as long as like the internet itself. So yeah. But I went into the mental health stream on Reddit, or not stream, but the mental health subreddit on Reddit. And I definitely do recall hearing people say, I am having an extreme urge to like kill a dog or something.
Let's go for work.
Yeah, girlfriend went to work today. Reddit isn't unhinged. Every echo chamber can be unhinged. Are there any others that you can think of, Lincoln, that are similar though? And I feel like a part of me is really happy that it's like that, because Parler. Oh, I'm not familiar with Parler, but I'll definitely look into it. I'm happy that it's like that because it shows that people are just safe, feel safe enough to just like share whatever they're actually truly thinking and feeling. Whereas like places like Facebook, I don't think people feel like they can do that. You know what I mean? Yes.
Africa, I thought I'm wanting to talk in your stream.
What do you mean, buddy?
You asked me to talk in your stream in the morning.
Yeah, but I just have to finish reading this article so that we can see the stream.
Oh, okay.
Once I finish reading the article, then I can go back to the stream.
Okay.
Tumblr, the T apps be on it. That's also common for those who are severely depressed. The deeper you go, the worse
Lincoln
it can
didn't
be
say
and
hi.
typically is. Lincoln, you have to say hi to DJ, otherwise it's gonna flip a table.
No, also
Facebook is equally an echo chamber. Really? Also kind of with guilt as a way of self-sabotage. Oh. Okay. There's many apps and platforms. I feel like the only reason why I'm even really remotely aware of Reddit is because of the fact that it has been around for so long that typically when you search for things on Google, a subreddit will pop up where people have asked that same question and have answered it. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's true. Is that true, Kairu? Is it true?
No.
Yeah, it's totally true. So this is interesting. What's strange is that people with this kind of OCD do not typically have a history of violence or abuse. It's just their mind is filled with these thoughts that they are constantly having a battle. Because people with this OCD recognize that their thoughts are dangerous, half the time half of their time goes into suppressing them and converting them into positive ones. First of all, that's not a thing. I definitely don't believe that you can just convert a negative thought into a positive thought. Excuse you. I believe it takes a lot of practice and repetition and a lot of other stuff. For example, an individual may keep asking his or her loved ones about what they did, about whether what they did was all right and in sync with social norms. They constantly obsess over whether their actions are acceptable and seek reassurance. This is really interesting. This is really interesting. Though people with this OCD don't act upon the thoughts that they have, they do tend to avoid situations where these thoughts can be triggered. For example, if a person has a taboo, right, of harming children, they would avoid going. That makes sense. Yes.
You have to wait till Lincoln.
I have to wait for Lincoln to say hi. Is Lincoln lagging? Let's see. All right. I'm gonna close this for now. Lincoln DJ is waiting for you to say hello. Oh my goodness. It's baby moves. Oh, I just wanna, there we go. Stop, DJ. All right. Oh, I never considered it like that. When I've talked to my therapist about invasive thoughts like that, they say it's common. Basically, loneliness taken to the extreme. I don't have OCD though. And see, this is where this is where as if mental health wasn't difficult enough because of the fact that it literally resides in our mind. Another struggle is that so many categorized so many categorized or identified or diagnosed mental health disorders, illnesses, struggles have a lot of overlapping symptoms, right? Like there's one symptom that could absolutely be a symptom for multiple different things and not just that one. It's the culmination of those symptoms that makes it that specific illness, disease, issue, struggle, etc. Raylene says, yeah, I've had intrusive/invasive thoughts too, but mine are more intense curiosity than harm, although they do cause harm to me if I follow through. I got you. What's up, DJ? Sorry, I was pushing up some work in a repo. Thank you, Lincoln.
Excuse me.
Because, like, negative self-talk and invasive/intrusive thoughts, where is there a distinction between those two, or are those things synonymous? You know what I mean? Because the negative self-talk typically comes from...
Mommy,
Yes.
tell me if you're done.
Okay, I'll tell you if I'm
I
done.
can't talk to all of them because it's too much for me.
Oh, it's too many people.
Too many people. If
Too
you
many
talk
people.
a lot of times, I'm going to tell an emergency.
Okay.
So tell me if you're done.
Okay, buddy. Remember, you have class with Miss Hannon 3 times today, okay? Okay. Hey, only you know. That's true. But, like, those thoughts that tell you that you're a trash person for making mistakes. Right. DJ is done with his celebrity work and is retiring for the rest of the day. He really is. Like, he was like, I gotta go. He had his little water bottle. He was like, tell me if you're done. That was the most beautiful exit I've ever seen in my entire life. Meanwhile, Kyrie was over here trying to share his vision with the world. Right. I love that he articulated that well. He really did. He really, really did. And it's interesting because typically he wants there to be more people in the chat, so he has more people to talk to him. But I guess because everyone gave him what he needed, which was just to say hi to him, he's like, all right, I'm done. Peace out, y'all. But help me out, y'all. What would you say is the difference between negative self-talk and an intrusive/invasive thought? Would it be that an intrusive/invasive thought deals with how you interact with other people, whereas negative self-talk is just about yourself. Because I also feel like invasive or intrusive thoughts can also be about yourself. You know? Kairu. What happened? Who are you talking to? Huh? Oh. What is it? I know you're looking at my super cool sweater with all these 90s cartoons on it. Isn't it cool? You want to talk to everybody? You can tell them how you feel. Tell them, Kairu. I feel that the difference is where the thought comes from. Like, negative self-talk is usually learned from others, like abuse. Ah, okay. And perhaps the intrusive, invasive thoughts are a manifestation of, well, they're a manifestation of your psyche. They still have to come from somewhere. But I understand what you're saying, Raylene. Like, that's the result. They're a result of, they're a result of, like you said, abuse. Intrusive thought is about thoughts you feel shameful to have. Intrusive is not controlled. Negative self-talk is conditioned. Okay, I definitely understand what you're saying there. Excuse my sniffliness, y'all. I'm struggling. Negative self-talk is conditioned. I like that. Yeah, conditioned. AKA, learned from others, learned from your caregivers, your parents, whoever brought you up, teachers, coaches, anybody that had any sort of influence on you at any point in your life is where that negative self-talk comes from, you know. You're never going to get a husband if you don't lose 50 pounds, you know, stuff like that. Whereas intrusive is about thoughts you feel shameful to have. It's not controlled. Perhaps that is what's so scary about intrusive thoughts, is that we can't link them to any specific like event or person. You know what I mean? Like, they're literally just a manifestation of our psyche. But I feel like they still have to come from somewhere. Like, perhaps they are caused by trauma, but they're not. Right. What is it, Kairu? Tell us. What do you think? What you looking at? Oh, you're looking at the shadow. Let me see if I can look up something. Find a better. I should do this on my phone. Hold on, y'all. Ah, okay. Intrusive just pops up out of nowhere, not triggered by any previous thoughts, perhaps. Definitely. Raylene says, yeah, I'd have to see someone who has that type of OCD to understand. Yeah, the taboo one, I completely understand. Like, I wish, and this is also where having very open and honest and transparent conversations about our own personal mental health and the mental health of others, and like, you know, how we experience things and blah 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 really comes into play. Because imagine imagine how much easier this conversation would be if we could just speak to someone who has been diagnosed with a specific kind of OCD and ask them questions in seeking to understand not only what they're going through, but also, you know, how can we support these types, like someone who's been diagnosed with OCD. Definition of intrusive thoughts. Okay, so okay, so it's not even necessarily I felt, so this is just the first thing that popped up. IESO health.com says intrusive thoughts are unwanted that can pop into our heads without warning anytime. So perhaps negative self-talk is a type of intrusive thought. Does that make sense? Because it is conditioned. It comes from someone, somewhere, etc. Excuse me. But yeah, just spontaneous, because negative self, well, I don't know if negative self-talk is spontaneous. Raylene says, from my experience, it's an innocent, curious thought like, I want to see what would happen if I jump into a river. Then your logical side goes, why would you think that? Do you want to self-harm? Then you keep questioning yourself, and it gets more and more negative to the point of you being scared of your thoughts because they are things that aren't normal, like an internal battle based on social norms. Audrey says, negative self-talk, I believe, is trained. I've experienced both, and they are different. Is it the trained part, Audrey, that you would say is the primary difference between the two? And Raylene, I totally have those thoughts. I legitimately have thoughts, I don't want to say often, but kind of often, about watching cars crash. Like, what would that be like? What would it be like to actually witness cars crash? Now, I'm not interested in the people inside the cars actually being harmed. I just think, what would that be like? And then again, just like you said, my brain goes, why do you want to see that? You know? Or what would it be like if I were in a car crash? Not in the self-harm type of way, like I would like to end it or I need to hurt myself, blah, blah, blah. But just like, what would that be like? Because it's something that I've never experienced before. You know, being in I've been in a fender bender before, but like an actual, like, you know, car crash. Really says, I know, right? I'm like, what would that be like? Exactly. That sounds like curiosity. Then I'm like, right. How did I get here? What is going on, brain? What is going on? But yeah, and then I think about it like, well, I could not try and simulate it, but I could simulate it on like a video game, I guess. Yes, buddy.
What are we doing? Are you done?
No, not yet.
What time will be done?
I will be done at like 8:35.
8:35, okay.
Unicorn emoji is here. Raylene says, yeah, I'm not thinking in a self-harm kind of way, just curiosity, but of taboo things. Right.
Unicorn.
Thank you for feeding the dragon unicorn. And good morning. How are you? DJ is here. Okay. You have to say hello to him, otherwise he'll flip a table.
No, I'll send you.
Oop, I'm just lurking and listening while I work. Oh, I appreciate you, love. Hi, DJ. Ooh.
Oh my. I think that unicorn might be is pink.
Yeah, unicorn's name is Pink. Thank you for the lurk unicorn. I appreciate you. Yeah, a darker curiosity. But I'm wondering, like, where did that come from? But I guess that is... Oh, I love that little emote.
Oh, I'm glad you're here.
I guess that is, like...
Yeah, I'm glad you're here.
Excuse my extreme clicking, y'all. I know you can hear it very clear on the microphone. I feel like that is perhaps the difference, right? Like we're having these thoughts, Raylene, and they're not originating anywhere. Like, I've never been in a bad car crash, you know? So, I don't know where that's coming from. Raylene says, I feel like I can't see intrusive thoughts they're talking about without the trauma or something behind it. Well, but, I mean, to the point of jumping in a river or watching a car crash, like, where would that come from? Yes.
Your color is blue.
Yeah, my name is Blue.
Yeah. It says Doña with the light.
It does. It does.
But it has some lines.
It has some lines? Oh, yeah. Underneath those are underscores.
Oh.
Yeah, those are underscores.
Streamlab said, welcome,
Curiosity.
Street Love. Thank you for...
Curiosity, yes, but no trauma behind it.
Yeah.
You know? For example, my thought process of, I wonder what it would be like to get into a car accident, experience a car accident, doesn't end with, so I could see who's really there for me. You know? Doesn't end with, again, like we mentioned, self-harm, or, like, there's no connection of that to it. It just pops up. I can't think of when I even started having those kinds of thoughts. They do pop up randomly. Like Audrey said, is it Audrey or Adri? I feel like it's Adri. I feel like I heard you say Adri yesterday when I was in your stream. Okay. Darker curiosity. Yeah. But when it comes to the type of OCD that the article is describing, let me look for another one that shares. Intrusive thoughts are just random. It's not caused by a previous thought. Negative self-talk is like, I'm worth it, so I want to X. It has a reason. I got you, Adri. I appreciate that. Yeah. I feel that. So I think the intrusive part of it is just what we talked about as far as it going against social norms. Because if we were to like if me and Raylene and Adri, got it. If me, Raylene, and Adri and like some other person were to go get boba or go get tea or coffee or something and say, have you ever just wanted to be in a car accident? People would be like, why, friend? You know what I mean? They wouldn't just be like, yeah, totally. I mean, Raylene would, but yes.
Like, really?
I know. Right. Like if we were all just to go hang out. Now, mind you, Raylene is kind of far. But Raylene will be in the U.S. soon.
I know.
Okay? She'll be here with us. But, yeah, if we were to say that out loud. Raylene says, yeah, that's the reason it's not just a thought and an intrusive one. It's against social norms. Got it. And then Adri says, I would just be like, okay, what a dark curiosity. Like, you have clearly thought about that. Right? Raylene would be like, to be honest, yeah, I feel you. I feel that. 100,000%. Yeah. There's a video that I wanted to watch. It's like a 5-minute video on, it says, what is pure OCD? I don't know what the difference is between what we just read about the 4 types.
You're talking on the microphone?
Yeah, I'm speaking in the microphone.
Oh, I can't cover it.
You can't cover it?
I don't know.
No, you can't cover it. Cover it how?
Their hands.
Cover it with your hands?
Yeah.
No, you can't cover it with your hands.
Look, they're time.
I know. It's always counting. It counts up. What are the types of
Can I talk?
OCD? You mean, can you type in the chat?
Yeah.
Hold on. See, this says there's 7 different types.
Oh.
Subtypes of OCD.
That's cool.
This little graphic shows the 4 that we just read.
Oh, that's why you were talking about.
Contamination, unacceptable and taboo thoughts, doubt and self-harm, symmetry and raging. I believe when it comes to it getting to the point of being considered OCD, have you checked out NAMI for intrusive thoughts? What's that? DJ, hold on, buddy. Adri, what you talking about, lady? Explain, please. See, this one says there are 70. Anxiety decreases. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. This is like a scale of something.
Yeah. That's... info, DJ.
DJ agreeing with what you're saying like a mental health professional? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
I love it. He totally does. Is the National Alliance on Mental Health. Oh, okay. Let me see.
Look, Mommy.
I got you. Yes, DJ. I know. It's a link. Oh, my goodness.
My link.
It's a link. Now me type in Namu.
That starts with Nami.
Yeah, it does say Nami. It doesn't say Namu. Little baby.
Little baby.
Uh-oh.
Little baby.
Oh, how did I type Namu still? Oh, my goodness. NAMI.
ORG.
.org. I still spelled it wrong. That was really funny.
I know. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
What's his name?
Tea with Adri?
Thank you, Adri, for getting the link on.
Excuse me. Intrusive thoughts.
Sternlap said,
Why can't we have inclusive?
You for being here.
Filter by group, filter by topic.
Thank you for sharing this time.
Yes, I'm a prisoner, forced by prisoner in the house.
With
it's
me.
my own thoughts that lock me up. Intrusive thoughts or unwanted thoughts can pop up. Okay, the repeated occurrence makes them hard to focus. So that's the primary, factor.
Oh.
We discovered that it had newer Really? Mental health statistics, and even honestly, I'm not surprised because
You most welcome, DJ.
yeah, because let's be honest, the stigma around mental health had to start somewhere. And even though it is very rampant in a lot of our specific communities, like in the Black communities, in the Latin community, etc., because a lot of Black people believe that because we have such deep roots in Christianity that we believe that you're just supposed to give everything to the Lord. That's where that stigma comes from, as far as, if things are happening and the Lord can't fix it, then, you just must be crazy and yada, yada, yada. And even crazy is a terrible way to describe people. Hold on, buddy. I guess the OCD ritual part is the same intrusive thoughts each time. Yeah. And then you're just acting on it each time, right? Because it's that intrusive thought of not only it happening over and over and over, like fix it, or
8:35.
No, at 8. Yeah, 8:35. The time. Yeah. Clean it. But also it's accompanied with, if you don't clean it, you will get sick. If you don't clean it, you will catch some sort of disease. If you don't clean it, yada yada yada. But yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, we got.
But yeah, what you said as far as dealing with intrusive thoughts page. Yes, I did. I read from a little excerpt, like when I typed it into the search bar. That little excerpt that I read was from. I'm sorry. The part that I read was from the excerpt that popped up in the search bar. Right. That is so good. OCD could be acting on those intrusive thoughts. Exactly. Yeah. So how intrusive thoughts manifest. We have generalized anxiety disorder. We have depression. We have obsessive compulsive disorder. And then we have strategies to reduce intrusive thoughts, which is managing stress, prioritizing sleep, identifying the root of the fear, facing intrusive thoughts head on. But I definitely acting on it by, which eventually become conditioned habitual thoughts, behaviors, acting on it by avoiding it.
Oh,
exactly.
There's a link.
So let me put this in the chat real quick for y'all that are listening in. That is the article.
What?
From Nami.
Put it.
I did put a link.
I forgot to.
Adri mentioned that. Ow! Don't bite my nail, sir.
Don't
Right. Adri mentioned that. Stop, DJ. Stop. He's not doing it on purpose. Just like sometimes you step on my foot by accident and it hurts. I don't get upset with you. Right? I just say, ow, that hurt. And then you say, what? Bless you. And I say, you stepped on my foot. And sometimes you apologize. Right? That's the same thing the baby's doing. He's just making mistakes. He's not doing anything on purpose. He's not hurting me on purpose. Okay?
I talk, Mama.
What Adri mentioned as far as this website. Here, let me just post the... Hold on one second, DJ.
Oh, okay.
Let me post the regular, homepage.
Down the links. Ew. Was that a fart?
No, that's 2 hands clapping. Was that a fart? This is the regular homepage. Just like Adri typed in there. Nami.org. Okay, here, buddy. So, Adri says, I don't think all intrusive thoughts are dangerous, though. They may just act on theirs in general. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to consider the fact that cleaning is not dangerous. Constantly disinfecting your home is not dangerous. But it's the fact that DJ has my phone, y'all, so he's typing in the chat. It's the fact that it impedes with your regular, what's it called? Your your ADLs, your activities of daily living. It's a mental health term. I mean, it's like a nursing term. Yes, exactly. Yes.
It says it's lurking.
It says I'm lurking. Please bring me back a decaf coffee. I'm lurking and yet I'm still here. Yes, just like Raylene said, the dangerous part is that you're missing out on your day because of the repetitions. Exactly. So your activities of daily living are being is what's suffering. The fact that you cannot be present with your children, the fact that you cannot be present with your partners, the fact that you cannot be present at work, the fact that you can't be present going out to the grocery store just to purchase food to nourish your body. Adri says, I would say the behavior is dangerous more than the thought, acting on the thought. I understand what you're saying, Adri, but I mean, cleaning isn't dangerous. Does that make sense? It's the way that it impedes upon your activities of daily living. That's what makes it dangerous, because you can't live an actual life around these constant repetitions, right? Because these repetitions might take you 3 hours where you're just doing this one thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, you know? But I can agree with what you're saying as far as the behavior or the action is more dangerous than the thought itself, right? And so that's why I think there was that differentiation between people. Yeah, it's the overwhelming behavior that's dangerous. Absolutely. People who, this baby. The last one that we were trying to understand as far as the taboo thoughts and whatever it was called, we were having difficulty understanding because it seemed as though it was primarily the thoughts. However, thoughts can be extremely distracting. They can also, like we were talking on Adri's stream yesterday evening about, well, not specifically about dissociation, but about disassociation. So just imagine, which I do this. I've done it before. And I think all of us have probably experienced it at some point. Let's say you're driving, right? You're driving in your car, and all of a sudden, like a whirlwind or a wave of these thoughts comes over you. And you're so distracted by those thoughts that you forget where you're going, you know, that you potentially start, you know, leaning lazily to the left while you're driving and almost causing an accident. And of course, all of that would be worse if conditions around you, like weather and things like that, don't permit for the safest of driving conditions, which means you have to be extra on top. So there's just a lot of things that we do in life that would not be safe if we are not 100% present. I mean, using a knife in the home, period, you know, just chopping vegetables. You gotta be present for that. You can't just be chopping while distracted. Like, that's not safe, you know? So there's tons of things that we do in our regular everyday lives that we have to be not only physically present, but mentally present to make sure that we are, you know, doing what we're supposed to do. So, right, kitchen is the most dangerous place. Exactly. I mean, you got stoves with fire, you got ovens with fire and heat, you got knives, you got all kinds of stuff, you know, you got all kinds of stuff that you definitely have to be on the lookout for and aware of. So, yeah. But when it comes to OCD, I would challenge everyone who comes across this video, this VOD, this replay on YouTube. If you hear someone saying, oh my goodness, I wouldn't be able to handle being in this room because it's so untidy, but that's just my OCD speaking. Genuinely ask them, do you have OCD? You know, because I feel that those kinds of beliefs and those kinds of conversations, those kinds of beliefs and those kinds of conversations in which people, you know, call themselves crazy or say that they have OCD when they legitimately don't, really demean the symptoms of the people who actually genuinely do. Because again, you know, as we're learning, this mental health disorder is driven by the repetition of these intrusive thoughts and behaviors. Right. Raylene says, I do that so much. When people are like, I'm so OCD, I always try to ask, yeah, like genuinely, do you have OCD? Like, in what other ways does this impact you? You know, like, try and dig in and help them realize that there's a huge difference.
How I feed the dragon?
How do you feed the dragon?
Yeah.
You have to. Can you do it on my phone? Let me see. I don't know, buddy. I don't know if it'll let you do it on my phone. You have to, because it's.
What should I do?
Really? So surprisingly, it's like 50% of people I found, or 50% I found of people with OCD say that. It's this one right here, DJ. See this one? The love bombs? But it's not on my phone. I don't think it'll let you do it from the phone. Do you want to do it on the computer?
Yeah. Here.
Okay. So you got to click it. Okay. And then see right there where it says feed the dragon, the pink one over on the right. That one right there. Click it. And then click redeem. There you go.
I feed the dragon.
Yeah, interesting talk either way. Absolutely. And yeah, again, I just want people to become more familiar with the things that they say. Like when Diana was here, I don't think it was last week, but maybe it was the week before.
The dragon's here.
The dragon's here. We were talking about language, right? Lincoln and Grover were talking about
Spelling.
we're talking about the way
Spelling
that like
didn't
certain
say
words
hi
and
to
certain
me.
terms. Yes, she did. She
Oh,
said
yeah?
it earlier. She definitely said it earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Lincoln and
here.
Grover we're talking about the way that language kind of like becomes more obsolete, or like
I could do it again.
we kind of yeah, you can do it again. We kind of not outgrow, but we were talking about language. And then she mentioned, you know, how powerful language is, and then we started talking about, she started mentioning that her and her colleagues stopped saying the word crazy, right? Because she's going to school for psychology. Like Lincoln says, I can understand the dangers of misusing a term, but generalizing the term unmedically is a way for people to kind of communicate behaviors. I see. I know I have used me having OCD in conversations. I got you. What behavior is it that that you associate with having OCD, Lincoln? But then to that point too, I think it's really awesome to ask, you know, because you might literally have someone that you know who actually has been diagnosed with OCD, and just because you've never asked, you never know. And there might be things that you could do to support that person, in which you never would have known because you never would have asked whether or not they actually have OCD. You know what I mean? So I understand what you're saying as far as making it not so, you know, taboo and like other.
The dragon has the puzzle.
Yeah, it's a little puzzle piece.
Yeah.
Focus related things that I have to do or they become
Well,
mental
it
blockers.
says,
I got you, Lincoln.
Yeah, it says dragon pets.
I know, right? So many people I know have OCD that I had no idea. I had no idea until I asked. Exactly. And yeah, so I think that's really important too, because it's one thing to
Can I
say
type on the computer?
no, because we're almost done, buddy. It's one thing to say that you have OCD. It's another thing to sorry, I lost my train of thought. It's one thing to have OCD. It's another thing to feel safe enough to actually tell people that you have OCD. And it's a whole another thing to say that you know people who have OCD. Because imagine how amazing that would be, right? For me to say,
the green thing?
no, not right now, buddy.
What?
Imagine how amazing it would be for me to say, I know and love and have genuine relationships with people who have OCD. You know what I mean? Like, to not say that people with OCD are super other. You know what I mean? They're in their own community. Hold on, DJ. Okay. They are ostracized. They are, you know, pushed to the outside, because I don't know who those people are. When in reality you do. You just didn't know that you knew these people because you didn't know that they had this condition. Hold on, I missed something. T with Adri says that's like when people say I'm depressed, and I think, oh, so you have a compiled series of conditions that make up depression, right? But there's also a difference between like being depressed and
Mommy.
And having depression, right? Because I know, right? He won't stop. Having depression is categorized by those symptoms not decreasing or changing for, I think, 2 weeks or more. Lincoln says depression, generally saying unmedically, is just being depressed by definition, though. Depression can mean extreme sadness by definition, or it is a clinical condition, the compilation of conditions classified with depression. Lincoln says, I think the issue is the official diagnosing of the condition. Unqualified people saying that they have whatever isn't serious linkage to that condition. What do you mean, Lincoln? Baby, what? How can I help you?
Mommy.
Yes.
He hurt me.
He hurt you? How did he hurt you? What happened? Did he touch you?
No.
What did he do?
He.
Okay, if you don't want the baby to touch you, you need to scoot over. All the way over. If you don't want him to touch you at all. I cannot control whether or not the baby touches you. Okay.
It's talk about when it's a clock thing. Go on, love.
This?
Oh.
That just means I have to sit up, but I'm already sitting up.
How about you?
Hold on. Saying I'm depressed doesn't mean I have an official diagnosis. Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, and that's the difference between OCD and depression, right? You can absolutely be depressed and not be clinically diagnosed with depression, especially depending on what's going on in your life. Like, you can absolutely be depressed while you're grieving. You know what I mean? I think people get wrapped up in that difference. I got you. Huh? No, not right now. Yeah, buddy, we're almost done. I hear you. But I think the most powerful thing that we can do, you can be extremely sad, yes, but you also don't have to have a list of conditions.
Mommy.
I can be OCD but not have an official diagnosis of OCD. I see what you're saying. However, the point that I want to drive home here is how impactful it would be to start having conversations out loud in which you know people with depression, you know people who have OCD, and you can share with others that you have genuine, honest, awesome relationships with people with depression or with people who have OCD, and that these people with these mental health disorders, issues, struggles, whatever you'd like to call them, are not pushed out of the community. They're not pushed out of... Yes, DJ.
You got more time.
Okay. What do you need? Did you need something?
Yeah.
What do you need?
Can I press it out?
No, not right now.
When we're done, then I can press it?
No, you don't need to press it. Depression is usually debilitating to a person's life, like she's been saying about OCD. Not always. DJ, stop. No, thank you. You don't need to do that right now, buddy.
Just learn to feed the dragon.
No, thank you. You've already done it like 3 times. Depression, the emotion, versus depression, the clinical condition, diagnosed or undiagnosed. You have to think akin to a layman. Challenging this as a practitioner only makes you gatekeep the term. I'm speaking as a long-term client. I am a layperson. Understood. And even as a layperson who is a long-term client, definitely puts you in a better position to explain it. But none of that is the point here. I understand that y'all are making the distinction between depression, the emotion, versus depression, the clinical condition. But yeah, honored to see you see me as a practitioner. But I understand from both perspectives, right? There's an absolute difference between the emotion of depression and clinical depression. And there's also a difference between being able to... Does it count if they're not friends but YouTube? Absolutely. Just being able to interact with people, because I feel like even though we have these mental health chats openly and honestly and transparently, sometimes it's not easy for people to say, like, I mean, just think about the commercials, right? Like, typically people associate people with depression as one specific kind of way. They see them as like a monolith. Like, if you have clinical depression, you are this kind of person. You know what I mean? Like, whereas based on what Adri has said and what I've learned from her based on being in her stream yesterday, she has depression. But I would not categorize her as the type of person who is just completely lethargic and unable to connect with other people, you know, like 100 times out of 100 times. Experience is my qualification. No formal study outside of working with therapists and self-learning out of pure interest. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's really nice to be able to point at someone you know or watch, right, with a mental illness, because I believe that helps to normalize it even more. It's great that we're having these conversations. It's great that we can say, you know, I connect, I relate, right, to these kinds of things. And like another really awesome therapist on TikTok said, which I completely agree with, it is beneficial and valuable for people to be able to self-diagnose. It's absolutely, because let's be honest, a clinical diagnosis from a mental health professional is a privilege that some people do not have access to. So the opportunity to have these types of conversations where, you know, Adri is sharing her experiences with depression, Lincoln is sharing his experiences with OCD, and we can have this conversation, and it's not, yeah, it's a luxury. Yeah, his name is like the confrontational therapist or something. Let me see if I can find his TikTok real quick before we wrap this up. Yes, DJ.
Can I have some Oreos?
No, you cannot have Oreos. You need to eat some food.
Why?
Don't allow. Excuse me?
What should I eat?
What should you eat? You can have some cereal.
Can I have some Oreos?
You can have some Oreos after your first break. Or at your first break with your after school. What's his name?
I said after. Oh, after I eat. Mommy, after I eat.
Is it?
Mommy.
DJ, what is your question?
I said after I eat, then I have
No. No.
Why?
Because I said no. Ugh, where is he? Hold on, y'all. I need to be able to find him real quick. I am following him, pretty sure.
Not look. No, I can't do it just.
Okay, then you won't have any Oreos at all. That's fine.
I can't. No, I can't. I said I'm not gonna do 3 Miss Hannons.
You have to do 3 Miss Hannah. They're all required.
DJ is okay. She's.
Oh, he don't care about me being done. He just wants Oreos. Because he's a child and he wants snacks. Where is this person? Hold on a little longer, buddy. Either way, he ain't getting no Oreos. He ain't got to hold on. He's not getting no Oreos. Sir, why? Why are y'all doing this to me? Yeah, you. Hey, Michaela. How are you, love?
Hi.
Where is he? That's not him. I don't even follow that many people on TikTok. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, there he is. He's named the Situational Therapist. Let me share. Oh, that's not it. Copy. Oops, not Discord. Here we go. Oh no.
Michaela's
so sick. I'm so sorry, Michaela. I remember you saying, hope he has an IG too. Thank you. Maybe. I don't know if he's on Instagram, but I know he's on TikTok. But yeah, he mentioned he's a really wonderful therapist. He says he does streams on Twitch. I don't know what his name is. Anywho, we have to wrap up this conversation because it's almost time for school for DJ. So I appreciate you all so much for being here.
Don't forget to say bye to me.
If you're in the chat, please say bye to DJ and that you will see him tomorrow.
And Unicorn.
And Unicorn? I don't know if Unicorn's going to say I don't know if Unicorn is gonna say bye.
Yeah, I can.
Want to play WoW later with me?
Oh, sure.
I don't
Yeah,
know if I'll be able to play WoW today, Michaela, but I will try. See you tomorrow, DJ. Michaela, whisper me your Battle.net tag, B tag. See you later, DJ. See you later, Gator DJ. Thank you all for saying bye.
Bye.
I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you all for being here. Stop, buddy, and contributing in the chat. I'm hungry too.
Me too.
Oh, also, before I forget,
Don't forget to DJ.
of course, if y'all haven't done so already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel because it's free. All of my video replays go there. They're here on Twitch, but you know, Twitch only keeps them for a certain amount of time. And if you'd like to support me in ways that require money, check out my shop. Perch the merch, some of my wrapped stones and etc. Right, sponsored by Doña. This stream is sponsored by me. Me and my shop. 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 This is babies going nuts. Purchase that merches. All right, buddy, head downstairs. Go get your cereal in your bowl, and I'll help you with the milk. But yeah, have a beautiful day, y'all. I'll be back tomorrow. Michaela, I got your whisper. I will add you on Battle.net. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful day. Eat when you're hungry. Drink lots of water.
Well, please.
Saying that to myself too.
Unicorn.
Unicorn is busy. All right, y'all. Bye.